So we've all heard you are who you hang around, right? So this part is called the 9 toxic types. It's often said that you're the product of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If just one of those 5 people is toxic, you'll soon find out how capable they are of holding you back. You can't hope to distance yourself from toxic people until you first know who they are. The trick is to separate those who are annoying or simply difficult from those who are truly toxic. So he's saying, like, there's a difference between somebody that irritates you and that's annoying or difficult to deal with and a person who is toxic. They're not always one and the same. The following are 9 types of toxic drainers that you should stay away from at all costs. Number 1 is the gossip. He didn't number them. Eleanor Roosevelt famously said, "Great minds discuss ideas, average ones discuss events, and small minds discuss people." Gossipers derive pleasure from other people's misfortunes. It might be fun at first to discuss somebody else's personal or professional misfortune, but over time it gets tiring, makes you feel gross, and it hurts other people. There are too many positives out there and too much to learn from interesting people to waste your time talking about the misfortunes of others. Next is the victim. Victims are tough to identify because you initially empathize with their problems. However, as time passes, you begin to realize that their time of need is all the time. Victims actively push away any personal responsibility by making every speed bump they encounter into an uncrossable mountain. They don't see tough times as opportunities to learn and grow from. Instead, they see it as an out. There's an old saying, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. It perfectly captures the toxicity of the victim who chooses to suffer every time. The victim mentality, I feel like, is very easy to spot. Anytime somebody is failing to, like, take account of what's going on in their life or brushing off the blame or scapegoating somebody else, they probably have a victim mentality. We see that a lot on social media too. Like, the victim mentality is everywhere on the internet. The arrogant. Arrogant people are a waste of your time because they see everything you do as a personal challenge. Arrogance is false confidence, and it always masks major insecurities. A University of Akron study found that arrogance is correlated with a slew of problems. Arrogant people tend to be lower performers, be more disagreeable, and have more cognitive problems than the average person. Arrogant people can be completely self-absorbed, and they bring you down through the impassionate distance they maintain from other people. You can usually tell when they're hanging around self-absorbed people. You can usually tell when you're hanging around self-absorbed people because you start to feel completely alone. This happens because, as far as they're concerned, there's no point in having real connection with anyone else. You're merely a tool to build their self-esteem. The envious. To envious people, the grass is always greener somewhere else. Even when something great happens to envious people, they don't derive any satisfaction from it. That's because they measure their fortune against the world's when they should be deriving their satisfaction from within. And let's face it, there's always someone out there who's doing better, who's doing better if you look hard enough. Spending too much time around envious people is dangerous because they teach you to trivialize your own accomplishments. The manipulator. Manipulators suck time and energy out of your life under the facade of friendship. They can be tricky to deal with because they treat you like a friend. They know what you like, what makes you happy, what you think is funny. However, they use this information as part of a hidden agenda. Manipulators always want something from you, and if you look back on your relationships with them, it's all take, with little or no giving. They'll do anything to win you over, just so they can work you over. The Dementor. In J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series, Dementors are evil creatures that suck people's souls out of their bodies, leaving them shells of humans. Whenever a Dementor enters the room, it goes dark, people get cold, and they begin to recall their worst memories. Rowling said that she based them on highly negative people, the kind of people who have the ability to walk into a room and instantly suck the life out of it. Dementors suck the life out of a room by imposing their negative energy and pessimism on everyone they encounter. Their viewpoints are always the glass is half empty, and they can inject fear and concern into the most benign situations. A Notre Dame University study found that students assigned to roommates who thought negatively were far more likely to develop negative thinking and even depression themselves. The temperamental. Some people have absolutely no control over their emotions. They lash out at you and project their feelings onto you, all the while thinking that you're the one causing the malaise. Temperamental people are tough to dump from your life because their lack of control over their emotions makes you feel bad for them. When push comes to shove, though, temperamental people will use you as their emotional toilet, and they should be avoided. Next is the twisted. There are certain toxic people who have bad intentions, deriving deep satisfaction from pain and misery of others. They are out to hurt you. They make you feel bad or to get something from you. Otherwise, they have no interest in you. The only thing about this type is that you can spot their intentions quickly, which makes it much faster to get them out of your life. Judgmental is the last one. Judgmental people are quick to tell you exactly what is and what isn't cool. They have a way of taking the thing you're most passionate about and making you feel terrible about it. Instead of appreciating and learning from people who are different from them, judgmental people look down on others. Judgmental people stifle your desire to be passionate and expressive, so you're best off cutting them out and being yourself. I will add to judgmental people, make sure that you don't confuse that with a person who is willing to correct you, right? Because it can feel like if you have a friend who kind of calls you out on your BS, or they're trying to correct you in some regard, if you don't want to receive that correction, it can be easy to dismiss that person as being judgmental. But there's definitely a difference between like condemnation and judgment and righteous judgment. So make sure that you keep that in mind. But those are what he calls the seven types of toxic people that you need to avoid.